Hello, this is Igoro, host of the Igoro Show, and you are listening to the Steve and Crypto Show. So keep your ears open and your mouth shut.
Hey, welcome to the Steve and Crypto Show, presented by thestevestrout.com. I'm Steve.
I'm Crypto Zoo. Welcome to episode 36. We want to thank you all for listening.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Hope you've been enjoying the ride with us. Been having a good time. A lot of crazy stuff's going on, keeping busy. You probably noticed if you're following us on social medias that we are promoting a podcast awards. We're promoting the podcast awards, which we are nominated in a couple categories: People's Choice and the entertainment categories. I think you have until the end of this month or early August to get in and vote. So head over to podcastawards.com and vote for this Steve and Crypto Show. Help us get our name on the map.
That's right. And that's not the only way you can help us out. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/SteveCrypto, and any contributions that we receive there are going to be basically entered into a raffle. Well, your name is going to be entered into a raffle, and you have until July 31st to be a part of it. The winner is going to get a prize pack custom made by Steve and myself, and you're going to get to be on the show and come talk with us about anything you want. We've said it already. Keep the politics out, keep the religious content out, and we're good to go. You can come and chat with us about any of your interests, any projects you have working on, whatever it may be. Just we'd love to have you on the show.
Yeah, do it. Buymeacoffee.com/SteveCrypto. Like I said, if you get in there and contribute by July 31st, you are in the drawing. And of course, you could always contribute after, and you could contribute regularly if you're sticking around with us or whatever. It all helps. It all improves the show. It all helps us upgrade. It helps us advertise. It helps us just grow. That's what we want to do. We want to make the best show that we can for you guys. And we have a blast doing it for you guys. So it's win-win for everybody. So hook it up, Steve Crypto, our Buy Me a Coffee page, buymeacoffee.com/Steve Crypto. I got to get the words out right so you know where to go. But there it is. Got to the end of the month, do the Buy Me a Coffee thing, and to go vote for us in the podcast awards. It will mean a lot to us. If you get on there and show us some love and help us out.
Throw us a vote. We really appreciate it. And check out some of the other names and nominees. And, there's a lot of entertainment out there. Many of you probably, if you're listening to the show, you're probably into podcasts, but some of you might be just dipping your toe in and discovered our show and you're not sure where else to go. There is so much content out there, so much free content. And so just dive right in. And if you
have fun.
Yeah, I mean, you just pick something that you're into and type it in your search column for your podcast app. And you'll probably find shows that are dedicated to that. If you're into Ninja Turtles, I know there's a podcast for it.
Oh yeah.
There's whatever you can think of, really.
There's hundreds of thousands of podcasts going right now. So you mentioned checking out other ones in the podcast awards. Check out our friends. They are nominated in the TV and film category. They're called Are You Afraid of the Dark? Remember the old show in the 90s on Nickelodeon, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
I loved it.
They have a podcast where they
just
watch it all and recap episode after episode. They're a good show. They're good friends here in the Northwest, and you guys should definitely check them out. And I don't think they're nominated on the show, but a show that we both really enjoyed, I think people that listen to us will really like, is Night of the Horror File. That podcast, our buddy Lee and his wife, she's basically a virgin to movies. She hasn't watched a lot of these movies, and he's having her watch, horror movies and genre films, and they kind of break them down and review them, and it's like the dude knows his shit. Like I'm envious of his knowledge of film, but he's also a funny motherfucker.
Yeah, they're really fun to listen to. I look forward to them dropping new episodes, and just as you said, Lee knows his shit. He knows his horror information, and I mean horror, sci-fi, whatever. Like
just movies in general. He's really
movies in general. The dude is on it, man, and it's funny that you mentioned them. We're kind of on the same page because it's like if you don't say it, I'm going to say it. Not of the Horror File.
Yeah, we got to show them guys. Lee came on a while back to do one of our promo segments to pitch the show. So I don't remember what episode it is, but go listen to all of them, and you'll encounter him and amongst many other interesting characters and personalities and creators and all that stuff. So listen to all the shows.
Yeah, and I say this with love. Like Lee will make you feel like possibly less of a horror fan, like all the facts he'll drop. You're like, damn, why didn't I know that? Like, I love this movie. And
the cool thing about him, the thing I like about him is, how there's some people that are like real film buffs just try to come off like kind of like elitist, like I'm better than you because I know all this, or I try to pick things apart. He's just like a dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah his vibe is more like, hey, check this out.
It's very just casual and just like casual. Really organically comes off, just like we're sitting there having a conversation with him and his wife, and he just knows stuff. He just knows more than you. But yeah But yeah, man, that's good. That's a couple shows to check out, and of course, there's a million others to get into. What are we talking about in the last episode?
Well, we talked with our new friend Nate Hamilton. We actually discussed the Nate's Vintage Shop out in Ocean Shores, Washington. Last time I was out that way, I was probably 5 years old or so. Yeah. I really would love to go back and actually check out his shop myself. But we cool. Basically, kind of chatted a little bit about your time there, and then had the man himself on, and he shared some stories about UFO sightings and Bigfoot sightings. And with a shop like Nate's Vintage, you have some interesting clientele. Some
characters that come through.
Some fun characters coming through the door. Yeah. So Nate had a couple stories for us, so anybody that hasn't checked that out yet, just go back to the last episode and give it a spin. And Nate was a really nice guy. I mean, really, really fun to talk to, and looking forward to maybe having him on the show again someday.
Yeah, we'll definitely have him back. It sounds like he got some more interesting stories and stuff to tell us. So that'll be cool. Did you didn't get around to watching Black Widow yet, did you?
No, I haven't yet.
All right, so I won't bring up too much of that, but the cool thing about that is it kind of left the door open in a couple teasers for some upcoming Marvel shows and some other stuff, so that's cool. But this has been between that this has been a week of interesting trailers and teasers to drop. Like, did you see the Snake Eyes trailer for the new Snake Eyes G.I. Joe movie? It looks like they finally made a decent G.I. Joe movie. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm actually like intrigued, and I'm considering actually going to watch it.
Maybe they were just spinning too many plates before. Like maybe they had to focus on one guy for it to actually look decent and be a good movie.
Yeah. Another exciting teaser that came out this week was the Child's Play series.
Yeah,
I know you're probably fucking jizzing your pants over that one. I mean,
I'm ready for it, man. I think it was October 12th that we're going to be getting that show.
Oh, just in time for Halloween.
Yeah. It's great. You know, it seems like in the last 10 years, there haven't been too many like spectacular movies or shows to come out in October. You know, you might get a cool Halloween movie or something that has that vibe, but they'll put it out in, you know, December or whatever.
Yeah,
like, well, this is all right, but why wouldn't they put it out in October?
Yeah, I think we're gonna get they do animated Addams Family one, aren't we, in October?
Yeah, I think that's October,
or like the end of September. Play through October.
Yeah,
that's cool. Man, I'm getting excited. Fucking Halloween. Halloween's right around the corner. Yeah.
3 things I know that we're getting in October is Halloween, Halloween Kills, and Addams Family 2, and then this Chucky series, which is going to be 8 episodes. I think about an hour long each, and they've announced that they're allowed to cuss. Chucky's allowed to drop the F-bomb. I think about up to 7 times an episode, something like that.
That's cool.
Yeah. A bunch of old cast members are coming back. They got the actress who plays Kyle, the actor that played Andy. I don't know who else exactly is coming back to the fold, but
I don't know much details.
Tiffany, of course.
Right. I don't know many details. I just know that I'm excited because the Child's Play movies are fun, and this has got to be fun too. Yeah. So
supposedly they're doing a little bit of a dive into Charles E. Ray as a child.
Oh, nice.
So there'll be some flashback scenes.
So they put a teaser out for that. Go find it. Check that out. Next week we got Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe series. That should be fun. As a kid who grew up watching He-Man, I'm kind of looking forward to it. Like we'll see how it is. I mean, it might be good, but that dude's always doing something. He just announced that they're shooting Clerks 3 next month.
That's right.
That's like the fucking dude's busy.
Yeah. Well, I think the one thread that was kind of hanging for a while was Jeff Anderson. Right. Because he just didn't want to do another one. Because I believe this is like the second or third version of Clerks 3 that he has written.
But then,
so he had one a while ago.
But then Jeff realized he wasn't doing anything else. So
I like money.
Yeah. Money talks.
Yeah.
Money talk. Like,
yep.
Yeah.
This new, well, I was going to say, going back to Motu, Kevin brought in a pretty good cast for the show, for the voice acting. The great Mark Hamill is a part of the mix. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Jay Muse, I believe Mark Bernardin. I would be surprised if Ralph Garman was not in the cast because he is the man of a million impressions.
Yep.
So, but yeah, there's quite a few familiar names in the casting. It should be fun.
It'll be good. I'm definitely
animation looks great.
It does. It looks solid. Like I said, I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out. There hasn't really been much else besides the stuff we mentioned happening.
Space Jam.
We'll see. maybe after I watch it, we'll talk about it a little bit. Maybe on the next episode or something. Not much. Some She-Hulk castings. You know they're making the She-Hulk series, right?
Yeah, I heard about that.
They just announced, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but Jamila Jamil, she's on this show called The Good Place, which one of my coworkers, one of my employees just kept telling me, you need to watch this show. You need to watch this show. It's funny. It's funny. So I sat down and watched a couple episodes of it, and it's pretty fucking funny. Like, Kristen Bell is like a trip in it. Ted Danson looks pretty good, but the She-Hulk thing, I didn't realize. I knew it was happening, but I didn't realize that it was to the point where they were casting people already. They have like Tatiana Maslany from Orphan Black, which was like fucking amazing. I don't know if you watched that one, but she played like 100 different clones of herself, and they all had like different personalities and shit. But it was cool.
I think I watched a little bit of that.
Maybe it wasn't 100, but exaggerating a little bit. And apparently Mark Ruffalo is going to be Bruce Banner on the show.
Great.
One thing that I was like, oh shit, really? Is Tim Roth is reprising his role as Abomination. He was Abomination on the Edward Norton Hulk film. So yeah, Tim Roth as Abomination again. That's kind of intriguing how that's going to work. Like, are they going to be seeing more like multi-universe stuff? You know, I don't know. We'll see how it all plays out. It's just exciting. They've been doing such a good job with all their other series that, you know, it's fucking, you can't help but get excited for it. Like Falcon Winter Soldier, Loki, fucking WandaVision. Those were all fucking great shows.
Yeah, and we have the on the animated side, we have the upcoming What If, which is probably going to be just as good as the rest of them.
Yeah, especially if it's come out on Disney, right? Yeah. Nice. That'd be cool. But yeah, so apparently I lied when I said there wasn't much happening this week. I was like, yeah, there ain't much happening. Then we rambled on for however long about news and tidbits of this and that. I guess it's been a pretty good week then.
Yeah.
You know?
Go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just going to say it's Shark Week just ended. That's always fun. I always look forward to watching some of the stuff on like that network that shows all the Shark Week stuff. I don't know if I want to say their name. I don't, unless they want to pay me. Just kidding. No, but I watch just Discovery. Discovery Channel shows all the cool fucking shark shows. It's always fascinating. Like, I'm not a water person, but like the sea life is fucking cool. So it's weird, especially sharks. They're fucking badasses.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I like watching them and admiring from afar, from a distance. You know, I watched the Jackass Shark Week video.
Did you?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I mean, it's Steve-O and Pontius and a couple new guys. Yeah. And Knoxville talks to them and kind of sets up everything on a Zoom call. You know, that's pretty much how I do it too. Like, I'll talk with you guys on shore, and then you can go out and deal with the sharks.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. What did they actually do? Did they actually get in water with sharks? And
did
they even get bit?
Yeah. I'm not going to give it away, but yes.
Give it away. Did they get fucked up?
Yeah.
We see blood.
All right. So there's a guy on like a wave board, you know, and he's getting pulled by a boat, and they want to do the whole jump the shark, like the fawns, you know, back in the day. So they got the little jump out there in the water, and he hits it. And when he lands, I mean, there's already a guy underwater with the camera, and they're showing two bull sharks. By the way, they're surrounded by like 10, 15 of them at this time.
Yeah. So bull sharks are very aggressive too.
Yeah. Bull sharks will hit you once to kind of, you know, disorient you, and then they come back around again for the bite. Yeah. So they show two of them kind of going away from where he lands, but as soon as he lands in the water and he's flailing and whatnot, both of them turn around right away, and they went straight for him, and one of them bit him. And the next time you saw him, he had a cast.
Yeah, god damn, that's crazy. That's stupid. Like, almost to the point where you deserve to get fucking eaten. Like, stupid ass.
But it was sure entertaining to watch. I mean, listen to me ramble about sharks. We could ramble about a lot of things, like fright rags.
Right, yeah. Well, speaking of them, and sharks, this Wednesday, July 21st, Fright Rags are releasing their 2021 officially licensed Jaws franchise collection, including some classic reprints and some new designs, including a really cool-looking Jaws 3D shirt.
That's right. Yeah, as always, Fright Rags has been bringing you the best in horror apparel and accessories since 2003. They offer a wide range of products for your favorite creature features, slasher flicks, and cult classics. Collections include John Carpenter's Halloween, Universal Monsters, Night of the Living Dead, Creep Show, Twin Peaks, Evil Dead, and so many more.
Including Jaws now.
That's right. All officially licensed and available soon or now at fright-rags.com. fright-rags.com. Steve and Crypto Show listeners get 10% off when they use code SteveCrypto10. One word, SteveCrypto10 at checkout. Go get you a Jaws shirt. Go get you some Chucky pajamas, maybe a Creep Show t-shirt. Get it all.
Get all that. Get all that stuff at fright-rags.com.
Go on, get.
So we kind of mentioned it's almost Halloween time, and a couple years ago I did a series leading up to Halloween featuring a lot of horror hosts because it's my fucking thing. That's my thing. And one of the first ones we had on was a brand new horror host named Lilith von Bloodworth, and she has a show called Mondo Creepy, and it's a really fucking cool show, well produced show, and she's freaking funny. She has they're putting a great show. They've only had a few episodes out, but they've gotten quite a following to the point that they've been nominated for like Rondo Awards and stuff, which is really freaking cool. But I did a little Q&A, got to know them a little bit. Like I said, they started right around the same time as us. And so I was like, you know what? It's time to bring them on the show. So I connected with Lilith von Bloodworth herself and invited her to come and chat with us. And she showed up with her producer of the show, Matthew Maisto. So we have a little guest for you this week. We have Jenny Welsh, who portrays Lilith von Bloodworth, the host of Mondo Creepy, and Matt Maisto. So
yeah, and she's not just any old horror host. Like we love all the horror hosts out there doing their own thing in their own way. And just like many, she is creative and kind of has her own take on the hosting aspect. And I really dig her set, that she has in the
going on video story. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So just listen to the episode and you'll get some details on that. But
check it out. Meet Lilith von Bloodworth and her producer sidekick Matthew Maisto.
Greetings, it is I, Lilith von Bloodworth from Mondo Creepy. You're listening to the Steve and Crypto Show.
Hey, we're on the Steve and Crypto Show with a special guest that we've been trying to bring on for pretty much since day one. You might remember a couple years ago, Halloween before last, I did the series on horror hosts at thestevestrout.com. And one of our first subjects was Lilith von Bloodworth from Mondo Creepy. And we have her here today. We have Jenny Welsh, who portrays Lilith, and her producer from Mondo Creepy, Matthew Maisto. What's up, guys? How you doing?
How's it going?
Hello, darlings. How are all my favorite creepers doing?
We're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. Yeah. Staying creepy as possible,
Perfect.
So
only a few short months away until the best time of the year.
That's right, Halloween.
It's almost Halloween.
My super favorite holiday of all time.
So
when I can really let my hair down, let my white locks flow.
You gotta. It's that time of year. So before we start chatting about the history of the character and all that good stuff, I want to congratulate you guys on this. In a short time, what, 2 episodes in, you guys were nominated for
the Rondo.
For the favorite horror host. How was that? That's got to feel pretty good having.
It was nice.
It was really cool, actually, because we was only 2 episodes in. And then shortly after, we did the 3rd episode, and we are currently
a month away from shooting the next one.
We're in rehearsals for our next episode, which we'll be shooting in exactly a month.
Yeah, we only had to beg a little to get nominated for the Rondo.
Did we?
I think people liked you guys and just just nominated you because they love you, and you guys, the production is really good.
Thank you.
Funny, it's well written. Like all your jokes and gags are really funny.
Yeah, he's quite brilliant, and he makes me look good, and then my tits just make me look better.
So between him and the boobs, it's a winning combination.
Well, I like to say that like we're sort of like Firestorm. She's Ronnie Raymond, I'm Dr. Stein, and when we're together, we form the Lilith Matrix.
Okay.
The Holy Trinity, as it were.
I was almost going to say he's like a third boob, but I guess I like his analogy better. It works.
Yeah.
But like once the Lilith Matrix is formed, Dr. Stein can't do all he could really do is just, sort of recommend stuff, but Lilith's going to do what Lilith's going to do,
Yeah, I mean, you could write the best material, and if, Lilith is not, spot on with her delivery and her timing, it's for nothing. So
I
it's a team. It's a team effort.
It's all on your hands by that point. Yeah.
I spent a lot of time around comedy, like stand-up comedy, being a booker and like promoter and stuff for years, and you could see like in joke writing, the delivery and the timing is everything.
It's everything.
It's everything.
My hashtag, timing is everything. Really is.
And
so thank you for that bit.
Yeah, you're welcome. But yeah, the Rondo, that's awesome. Hopefully you guys get back on the ballot next year.
Well, I like to call it the Svengoolie. I don't call it the Rondo, it's the Svengoolie.
Yeah.
But that guy deserves to win.
He's
one of the only few guys doing it on a national level, and he's damn good at what he does. So I see a lot of other hosts and shows sort of complain that he always gets it, but he deserves it. He really does.
Yeah, I think he's kind of like a torchbearer. You know what I mean? It's like, if people, how many people went out and searched what the hell is a horror host after seeing Svengoolie?
Yeah.
And found all these other shows like Mondo, Creepy, and through the history, people like Count Gordeval, and it's like it's putting these in the spotlight a bit.
Yeah, I mean, and also you got to consider that for the longest time, he really was the only guy. Like, it's nice that Joe Bob is back, which is awesome. I love Joe Bob. I'm a Shudder subscriber. I faithfully watched every week when he's on.
And we like Darcy the Mail Girl.
We love Darcy.
Very lovely to look at.
Yeah. But, for a long time, he pretty much carried the genre on his shoulders.
He dominated.
Yeah. I mean, we saw Elvira everywhere, but, like, Svengoolie was working. He was doing a show, and, so it's definitely, like, just being nominated, though. And
it's a massive...
It's a real honor.
It's a massive honor. And it's definitely, what would you say? It's a confidence booster.
Yeah,
for sure, absolutely. For such a young show, such a new show to be noticed already like that. Like, what's that say? 5 years from now, you guys are going to be.
Fingers crossed.
You guys will be the runner-up to Svengoolie.
That's right.
That's a good goal, though. That's something to
be number two.
For.
That's all we want in life. Is to be number two.
Like Snapple.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, let's just emphasize the fact that it hasn't taken you guys very long to get where you are, to get that nomination. So again, congrats. That's great.
Thank you so much.
I said, it's a great production and really good writing. You guys are a good team, and I'm glad Matt came on a show, so we I congratulate him too, because I know, speaking with you over time, he's a big part of he's
the oil in the wheel that makes the machine keep turning.
I'm oily. Very oily.
He's oily fella. Yeah.
He's oily and I'm booby.
There you go. And the oil and boobs together, it's a winning combination.
Chocolate and peanut butter. I like that.
Yeah.
There you go.
I quite like chocolate and peanut butter.
That's I just ate some peanut butter cups a little while ago to give me a little energy boost. So
there you go.
It works. It works.
By the way, you have to be a certain age to get that reference. If you're like under the age of 40, I don't think anybody really gets the your chocolate is my peanut butter, your peanut butter is my chocolate reference.
So you mentioned you're getting ready to start working on episode 4.
Well, the script is done.
The script is finished. We started rehearsals yesterday, actually, and we are in full swing to get the next episode up and going.
And we'll be shooting in about a month. Less than a month.
We'll be shooting it in the beginning of August.
Yeah.
And we're really excited. Now we've got the formula down. We've hit some little bumps, as it were.
COVID really kind of threw everything off.
Yeah,
it's still throwing.
That was a massive thing.
Yeah, that was going to be a question I was going to ask you guys. What kind of struggles did the whole COVID situation cause for the show? The
first struggles started, with technical things during the actual filming, and then just sort of getting a flow. And then when COVID kicked in full swing, it was, where do we film? What space are we going to be in? And we had a few places that just didn't work out for one reason or another.
And we couldn't find a place for about 8 months. We had a script and could not literally shoot it for 8 months, which was frustrating. So that kind of threw off the momentum, because we're trying to churn them out once every 3 or 4 months. Ideally, get it down if we really can to once every 2 months. But hopefully now that things are somewhat getting back to normal, we can kind of get that going again.
And we have a few options now.
Yeah.
And we've been friends for a real spell, for 8 years.
Yeah.
And so we know each other inside and out, as well as we know ourselves, and that helps a lot. And you don't know these sort of things if you're not in the business per se, but when you like who you're working with, really like them and know them, it makes all the difference. Because if you don't like one another, if you don't like a partner, if you don't like a person, it can be awkward. It can make the entire production unseemingly unnerving. And we all know at one stage or another, people can be cunts. And when you have to face that day in and out, it can actually alter the entire performance and the production. So it helps a lot. And there's a lot of love in our little circle. So, and we're very patient and understanding with one another. And it's helping to make things very smooth.
And we also have a few other key players that help us.
Yeah, we do.
As well. My best friend is a guy named Peter Gerner, who's a special effects makeup artist. Him and his partner is a guy named Brian Spears. They go by GNS Effects. They've done a lot of, you can IMDb them. They've done a lot of really impressive things, big movies and such in the industry. And they've been in, particularly Pete. Pete's pretty much our third partner.
He's been instrumental.
Yeah, Pete's our third partner, and we always get nice little assists from Brian as well.
Yeah, and different people here and there doing their bit.
Yeah,
but when we actually film, I imagine you've done filming as well as podcasting. When you're doing actual filming, it's a serious business. I mean, you have a giggle and a laugh here and there, but it's a serious business. And when you have that love and that camaraderie, it really helps the transition go smoothly.
Yeah, if you have a good team backing you up and you're all on the same page and all with the same goal in mind, it definitely makes a world of a difference, and it shows in the end product. Really I play in bands, and this is a little bit different but related.
It is related.
If you're not all wanting to play this certain groove or whatever, it just might not work out. And
I play guitar. I used to be in bands as a kid, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it shows with watching professional bands too. One that comes to mind is the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Those guys, thinking of them.
They seem so tight when you watch them, and it shows that they've been together 30 plus years now. Yeah. You can really, really see it and see that
I saw them 30 plus years ago in a tiny club in Trenton, a few years before they blew up. So, and at that point, they had already been together for about 7 years. At that point,
they were,
and even then you could see it, huh?
Oh yeah,
They were around for a while before they kind of blew up.
Yeah, they were.
They're a big underground band. But that whole the camaraderie thing goes with just about any type of work you're in.
Yeah.
Especially entertainment, show business.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it could be as simple as a marriage or a teacher and a classroom, but in show business, it can make or break your entire production.
Yeah. Then again, it circles back to the writing and stuff on the show itself. You guys have that respect and love for each other.
Yeah.
You guys know each other. You guys know how Jenny's delivery is, and his writing, and you just know how to make it work together.
And we give each other room for mistakes and corrections, and we do something that sounds common, but not everyone adheres to. We really listen to each other.
Yeah.
We listen to our complaints. We listen to our points of direction, and it goes really well. And
the other advice I can give for people out there is don't be afraid to edit your own material. Don't be afraid to cut out your own material. When something's not working, get rid of it.
Yeah. Well, I found that out all too well doing this show, because before we started, I've mentioned a million times, I've had no experience with sound or editing or anything, and I'm just kind of teaching myself as I go. And it's that ability to edit myself and clean myself up is huge.
It's paramount.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask a question that I'm sure you've been asked plenty of different times. But for our listeners, where did the Mondo Creepy name come from? Where did you guys decide to go with that for the brand?
We actually started with Midnight Creepy.
Yeah.
But Matthew was doing his research, he's quite good at, and he found out that when he was looking up all these other names to make ours fit, Midnight was just overly used.
Too many, there were just too many shows out there using the word midnight.
So Matthew asked my opinion, what do you think of Mondo Creepy? And I was like, fancy that up a bit, make that appeal to me more. So with Lilith, which is another question coming, I am a small person. As Jenny Welsh, I'm about 109 pounds soaking wet. I'm a 32 double D, which is relatively big for my small frame, but Lilith is like a 34 double D. So when you see on the show, she says Mondo Creepy, and she taps the bubbies. She does this kind of like inward down slope and pulls the tits up and does he said, how about Mondo? Because you've got those big tits, yeah? And it was just a Mondo.
Well, there's also that, and the term Mondo being used, throughout, has a nice long history in, cult films and horror films as well.
And it feels like a term that would be used in the 80s and 90s when video stores were huge, which brings me to the set, which is the video store.
We really lucked out with that. I'll tell you the story about that. We were actually looking for a space to shoot originally, and we had talked to some people that somebody said, I know a guy that has like an old VHS store that's been closed down for a bunch of years, or like I know a guy that sort of has a set that looks like one. And none of these places were really what we were looking for. They still felt or looked too new. They looked like they weren't like from like 1992, that local mom and pop video store grime on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And just by dumb luck, I'm on io9.com one day, and they featured this guy who'd built a model of this old school video store. And I'm like, holy crap, this is perfect. The pictures were perfect. Everything was great. And his name is Andrew Glazebrook. And I reached out to him and I told him, listen, we're doing this show. This is the concept for the show. I can't pay any money. We're not monetized at all. We have 0 viewers. We may never get enough viewers to be monetized. But I just want to ask your permission. If you say no, I understand. And he was on board right from the beginning. So like we were very lucky to get permission to use his pictures. And when we shoot, it's just Jennifer in front of a green screen, and then I drop the pictures of the model behind her.
Nice. So speaking of Jennifer and Lilith, the character, tell us a little about the development of the Lilith von Bloodworth character.
Matthew actually originally had this image in his mind, which was quite the opposite, everything opposite of Elvira, where she was dark dress, big dark hair. He said, we can't do her, we have to make it our own. So he had an image inexplicably in his mind, and he said,
I wanted her to be the photo negative of like the usual female horror host, the Elvira prototype.
Right.
We wanted something completely different, completely opposite. And with my use of voices and character choices, he said, with this vision I have, I know with your own take, with not much direction from me, I know you can make this your own. And we just sort of gelled from there.
Nice, I like that. It's good that you took something that's a formula that's been working for a long time, but you're like, I'm going to take this, I'm going to flip it and make it our own thing. Yeah. But it still has those traits of the original that work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You add the humor and, like the sex appeal, and it's a good winning formula. It's what.
Well, but you still make it your own. Influence is that, I mean, we sort of see the show as kind of the spiritual successor to USA Up All Night in a weird way, where we're kind of sort of channeling the sexiness of Rhonda Shear with the snark of Gilbert Gottfried.
Right. You could definitely see that influence in there.
Yeah.
Like when she does like the boob thing, when she says Mondo creepy, that's sort of like when Rhonda Shear used to say, you would say up all night.
Up all night. Yep. That was when we did our Q&A a while back on the site. That was one of the things we talked about, influences, and you mentioned Rhonda Shear and Gilbert and them. Are you finding yourself influenced by any current horror hosts and performers?
Not really.
Not really, but we've been very friendly.
We're very friendly with the horror host community and the horror community in general. Pretty much everyone, almost, I'd say 98 to 99% of our following has been so supportive. Yeah. And
some people we've gotten to know
on a personal
level too, a little bit. Mr. Lobo has been very nice, and we've had several conversations with him
and his producer
Aaron Lane. Yeah,
they're quite keen on us becoming, I guess, a show.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah,
to be a staple on their network.
There's a good chance in a few more episodes that the show might be on Mr. Lobo's Roku channel, OSI 74.
So that's massive.
Oh, great!
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah. It's a good, definitely a good channel.
And we've actually been talking to Rhonda Shear here and there. She's been a little bit supportive of the show.
She's been massively supportive. She sent the producer Matthew and myself about over $200 worth of her online merchandise, because she has a lingerie line. So I modeled all of the clothing, and I did some bits, and we put them up on my page is The Real Jenny Welsh and in Mondo Creepy.
Yeah, most people don't know that she's become this major entrepreneur in the women's undergarment market. She's a
millionaire.
She's a multi-millionaire, and she's on Home Shopping Network, Network every day.
She invented some kind of fancy bra or something.
Yeah, she did.
The bra.
Yeah.
She's doing pretty well with it. Yeah.
Very well. And she sent us the clothing, and I modeled it, put some of the photos up on the page. We
still have some more to put up.
Still have quite a few to put up.
Yeah.
And we're super grateful to her and her producers for their support. Yeah. I'd say 99% of the people have been quite supportive. And, on any page, any character, any show, you're going to get some blokes who have, their sexual comments or indiscretion or the dick pics, the infamous dick pics, which we still get up on Twitter and
which
So
Facebook.
do you just take those and forward them to Matt, or do you?
After a good laugh.
Sometimes I'm the one that answers the mail half the time.
Okay.
So yeah. So I'm the first one to see them.
Right.
Lucky me. Yay.
Yeah, you
My
send a picture back
personal-
of yourself with your thumbs up, like, thank you.
Yeah.
Mine's
Yeah,
better.
That's the thing
Yeah.
about sending back a picture of mine.
Send it back. Be like, mine's better. Like,
Yeah. I actually thought about that.
We have a good laugh.
yeah. I mean, it's. I mean, you laugh at it, but it's still kind of fucked up and sick.
Yeah.
It is, but it's the way.
Like, what are people? I mean, there are a few. Like, one guy sent one, and like through his Facebook page, through Facebook Messenger, and you look at his profile, and he's got a link to his girlfriend's page on there as well. So, like, we notified the girlfriend.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, I just don't get where people think it's okay.
They're not thinking.
I know. So many other things
Yeah.
that you can send.
And we've put out enough warnings on the Facebook page where we tell people, like, we will publicly shame you when you do this, and we do.
Good.
And it's still out.
It's the nature of the beast. It is
Yeah.
what it is, and we deal with it accordingly. And I think because we are older, we're not kids, we're not in our teens, we're not in our 20s, and we have this amazing gift that people in their teens and 20s don't have. We've lived a life well beyond before social media.
Yeah.
So, and we're older, so we can deal with this much more.
Yeah. We've seen it all. We've seen it all already, and
You know,
Mhm.
got a little tougher skin, but it's still
we do have tougher skin. It's annoying, or
yeah.
some people
It's
take
annoying,
it
and
really personal,
disrespectful, but
but
Yeah.
we deal with it. We deal
Yeah.
with it wholeheartedly. It is what it is, and we move on.
And we move on. Yeah.
pretty much. So you mentioned, go back to you talking about finishing the script for new episode. Any hints on
Wanna
the
give
movie
hints?
yet?
We actually have a movie that was made in the last 10 years on the show for a change. We've got a film that has never aired on an internet platform. I mean, you can actually buy it on demand. It came out actually last year, and it's a new film that we're
It's
putting.
quite good, actually.
And it has that old school USA Up All Night vibe to it.
It's
Nice.
done quite well.
Nice, very good.
Which is all we will say for now.
Obviously, yeah, you can't say. Thought maybe I try to get some hints, but that's good. That's good.
I'll give you one
Cool
hint.
that you-
We'll give you one hint. You can actually see the trailer for it in our last episode.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good hint.
Yeah,
Um,
kind of narrows it down a little bit.
a little bit.
Just a bit.
Consider we have 12 breaks in the last episode, so you have, at least a 1 in 12 chance of figuring it out.
Nice. So what kind of hurdles do you gotta jump through to show a new movie like that?
I've just
You got to go in the public domain.
to
For
show
us.
the usual horror hosting in public domain films.
Yeah.
But I've been very keen, just because we're always, because we show those trailers during our commercial breaks, our quote commercial breaks.
Yep.
And sometimes it's been a matter of just like looking at those films and then doing research on the filmmakers and then seeing, do they have anything older? Do they have stuff that like hasn't really been released or has been released and been forgotten? And then sometimes I just put out a plea on the social media pages, and a couple of people have responded.
Yeah. So they just give you the rights to run it.
Yeah.
I mean, for
the thing that we're showing on the next episode, the filmmaker, I asked him, I said, why do you want to give this to us? Why are you giving us your film? And he said, I already sold it to Tubi. I've already made my money.
right. Yeah, he ain't gonna make any more.
He's still selling it on DVD,
Right.
but I think, the odds of, getting rich, and it's a good film, but
Right.
I have to be realistic about what your sales expectations are for the DVD. So I think he knows that the bulk of this film has been made through Tubi. But the one thing that I also promised, and that is sort of going to be the template going forward for when we hopefully get more original films, is listen, we'll give us your film. I'll make a sort of TV edit of it, and then we'll promote, the uncut, uncensored version for you to sell on DVD throughout the show. So it becomes a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, that's like a little extra. It's almost like running a infomercial for it.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah. That's a cool idea. So what has the Lilith role opened any doors for Jenny outside of outside of Mondo Creepy?
Yeah, actually, people are interested in working with us in the future, doing things like promo bits, something like iOS. OSI, excuse 74. Me. OSI 74, pardon. He just loved the character so much. He was
Mr. Lobo.
Mr. Lobo is looking to do our show on his network.
And also he wants you to play a character.
He wants me to play a different character on some forward bits, on some future bits. I've had different photographers reach out to me because they've seen the character, and I've been asked to do some pinup work for cars, make appearances, to go to Monster Mania, sign autographs. And I've had people ask me to go on their podcasts or make an appearance on a show in character. So there's, in just a short amount of time, for just a few episodes that we have out, there's been opportunities in the near future that we're looking to pursue, especially once the new normal comes to pass.
I think something that would be fun to see you guys do is maybe a music video with the right band would be really cool. And it wouldn't have to be in this setting, but it'd be fun to see a band playing in the video store.
In the video store.
That would be hilarious.
And it could even be a song about you haunting the place. That would be fun.
That's a fantastic idea.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I would like to do a live show eventually. I sort of have plans because, we're releasing the show once every 3 months, trying to get it down to 2. Ideally, I'd like to do like one live show once a month, every other month in between the regular show, where, we would do it on like Twitch and Facebook Live and YouTube. And it would be a different type of show where Lilith would host music videos and short films. And I'm going to try and talk to some bands where like the whole gimmick is like, listen, it's not going to live on the channel. It's going to be like old school TV where if you miss it the first time, you're not going to see it again. So nobody has to worry about their content living forever on one of our channels, their social media pages.
Right.
It's a good idea.
I mean, you mentioned Svengoolie earlier. It works for him. You miss his show.
That's it.
Miss it. It's just like, being a kid and thumbing through the TV guide, waiting for your show to come on. And
I got to get home to watch Gargoyles at 3:30.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Can't miss He-Man at 4:00,
Right.
Transformers.
Transformers.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It started. The block was always, sometimes Garfield was like the first show. No, Heathcliff. It was Heathcliff. And the only reason you watch Heathcliff is because you had to wait for Heathcliff to be over to get to Transformers and G.I. Joe. Sorry, I digress. Sorry.
Yeah.
Then a couple years later, it was Ninja Turtles. But yeah. Remember those days, the good old days. So what? If you could show any movie on Mondo Creepy, what would you show?
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a very good one.
Because we always stick to the public domain. But we just saw a vampire film last night.
We watched Near Dark last night.
Okay.
Catherine Bigelow did that.
Yeah.
You know what I would like to do?
What?
If we could be anyone, I'd love to do The Lost Boys.
Right. That would be...
That's classic.
That would be a good one.
For vampires.
Yeah.
So it'd be
hilarious.
It'd be fun if you did The Lost Boys and then had a guest on the episode have the saxophone player.
The greasy saxophone. Right.
But have him as a ghost.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I'd like to show like one of those old school Fred Olin Ray movies, like a Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers or Slimeball Bolorama, one of those.
Rocky Horror.
That would be fun too. Yeah.
I had to do a musical.
I guess. Never really thought about musicals.
If you could do a really old school film.
Yeah.
I know you're always talking about who's the horror guy? The Italian guy. Argento. Sargento's the cheese.
Sargento's the cheese guy, yeah. He's cool too, though. I mean, we like cheese too.
Yeah.
An Argento film would be
well,
really
I mean,
hilarious.
a couple are in the public domain. We'll probably get to them eventually.
I think we should.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Deep Red is in the public domain. We could do that. We probably won't.
That's something to look forward to. That would be smashing.
But the trick is that we're trying to do films that a lot of other hosts have not done. And that's the trick because, the format being what it is, the genre being what it is, everybody right now is like really, there's only so many, there's a finite number of public domain films and everybody's done them.
Yeah, there's all the staples, like, of course, Night of the Living Dead, what you guys did, but I think that
was brilliant for number one.
I think that's a good enough movie that.
Yeah. I mean, we did it because it's one of my all-time favorite films and because it puts asses in seats, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. It might as well start off with a bang, right?
But how many times are you going to see Carnival of Souls? Every host has done Carnival of Souls.
Yeah.
So that's the trick, is to
keeping it as original as possible.
Yeah. So going forward, we're really trying to find original films, particularly because the other thing about the show, we sort of see it as a celebration of the VHS era. That's why she's in the video store. So the more, films aligned to that era we can find, the better.
Right. Speaking of her in the video store, she's haunting the video store. I'm sure you probably have a backstory.
Do you want to tell about
how is she die? How does she become Lilith?
Well, we've kept it kind of vague. We may play it out in a future episode once we figure out exactly what it is. But she was a B-movie actress in the 70s and 80s, and then she died in a horrible accident, and she went to hell, and somehow she was able to
make a deal
with Satan to come back. But when she came back to life, she returned to her old home, and then after she had died, the house became a video store. And now it was abandoned. So now she's stuck in her old home, which became a video store. And now she's like just there. So luckily she took the gig because, what else are you going to do? When she had the offer to become a horror host, it was like the perfect setting because what else are you going to do with all those old movies?
Yeah.
All I can do is watch horrible horror films using 95 Windows 95 Windows startup modem.
Yeah, a 56K modem with Windows 95.
Oh,
that is in itself a death.
That is hell in this. Yeah, that's
hell on earth.
Hell on earth. Yep. But at least you got movies, and what's life without movies? Or what's death without movies? Yeah.
Yes.
What's death without movies?
So what are we kind of went over movie coming up, and what other stuff are we going to see in the future?
Some fan films where we're going to try and work because there's some people who make some really great fan films, which hopefully is an avenue we can pursue because they can't make money off of those movies. And we don't want to make money. We can't make money off of the filmmakers' movies. So we're hoping that that's going to be a win-win. There are a couple that we have our eyes on as well. And there are some public domain films as well in the near future. One of them isn't even a horror film. It's an old Mad Max ripoff.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
So we're going to play with that, and we'll also dig into Lilith's past when she was still alive as well.
She's got a very shady past.
Yeah, a very shady past in the entertainment industry.
That's funny. Shady. She's a shady lady.
Yeah.
The shady lady. I like that.
Shady lady. That's a term I use for my sister. I call her a shady lady all the time. She calls me worse stuff, so it's okay.
Right.
Okay.
Sibling rivalry.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Well, time is kind of winding down here. We've held you guys up for a while.
I've been held hostage in my basement for all of eternity, so a few more minutes won't bother.
A few more minutes won't hurt. Well, let's take the few minutes and tell listeners exactly where to find you on the social media and where to find your channel and all that important stuff.
You can go to YouTube, Mondo Creepy TV. Also, hold on, let me pull up. It gets a little confusing because some of them I couldn't get the rights to just Mondo Creepy, so I had to do Mondo Creepy TV. And that's another misconception we'd like to clear up, is some people think that the name of the show is Mondo Creepy TV. It is not. It's just Mondo Creepy. It's just some of the social media pages are referred to as Mondo Creepy TV.
Right.
Yeah. Instagram is Mondo Creepy TV. And Twitter is Mondo Creepy.
Right.
And then you could also follow Lilith on Facebook as well, at Lilith von Bloodworth.
Did you tell them the Instagram?
Yes, I told them Instagram.
Yep.
You missed that.
Mondo Creepy TV on Instagram.
Yes.
Yep. And what about Jenny and her work? You want to plug your own?
Yeah, why not?
Plug away.
I'm Jenny Welsh. You can find me on Instagram at The Real Jenny Welsh and on Instagram. And I have a lovely little following going on there.
We're at 16,000 now?
Yeah.
I'm just over 16,000 followers. I've been blessed with a nice, ripe little number. And we plug away to the Mondo Creepy page. They've been madly generous to the following. So very supportive, which I'm so blessed and thankful to have.
Yeah, I enjoy, I love Mondo Creepy. I also enjoy your personal page because, you do a lot of modeling and stuff, but you also have a lot of fun with it. And me, somebody with a sense of humor, you have a blast. I was laughing earlier with the Fruit Loops thing. That's funny.
In a world full of Cheerios, be a Fruit Loop.
Be a Fruit Loop.
And because I have a massive love for Star Wars.
Yes.
And I do the Darth Vader and I do the Stormtrooper. And I get dressed up sexy and I play around with it, but I have so much bloody fun. And I've got a collective of photographers that I've been working with for a spell, and they've been madly generous with their time and their influence in order to get me doing what I love in order to capture that. So I'm madly grateful for all the love and support that I have there. And I also do pinup. Yep. I've massive love for pinup. I have a massive love for beards, which I was about to tell you. I really, really like your beard, Steve.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
I have an eclectic palette of things that I like to do. And one of those things is Mondo Creepy and horror films and the horror community. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. And I have a very good sense of humor.
Yes.
So I take it all in stride. I like to have fun. And that's what I do. As Jenny Welsh, I love to have fun. And for Mondo Creepy, we are having loads of fun.
And that's what's important. As long as you're having fun, we might not all make $1 million doing what we're doing, but if we're having a good time, that's almost good enough. I mean, I could use the money, but having fun is
key.
The key. It's key. And not to circle back to your page, but you don't know how jealous I got the other day when you posted the Dunkin' Donuts one. Because we had dunks on every corner back home. And out here,
you don't have them out there.
It's non-existent.
I know. I used to live in Los Angeles for a little while, and there are no Dunkin' Donuts. I think they just started a few years ago. They opened a few here and there, but I was there 20 years ago. There was no Dunkin' Donuts in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Yeah, no Dunkin' Donuts. I think there might be one in Washington somewhere, but it's in a gas station or something. So it's not real.
I love doing taking photographs with some sort of fun food like donuts or cereal or fruit or cake and any kind of cupcakes, anything pretty. it's just so much fun. And there's lots you could do with it. I could dress up in costume.
But also living in the New Jersey, Pennsylvania area, most of the world does not understand the power of and the deliciousness of Wawa.
See,
yeah.
we didn't have Wawa in Connecticut, but I've been to a Wawa, so passing through in Pennsylvania. But yeah, no, none in Connecticut, and definitely none here.
Yeah, I know nothing of the Wawa.
How about a Krispy Kreme? You guys have Krispy Kreme?
We have Krispy Kreme.
Yeah,
We have Krispy Kreme, but
That's
it's not.
something.
I Dunkin' Donuts blows it away. I don't care what
Really?
anybody says.
Really?
I think
prefer
so.
the Krispy Kreme donuts.
Well, maybe Dunk's changed their whole output or something, but back in my day, it was Dunkin' Donuts. Donuts was the place. It was the shit. It was the good stuff.
But they have donuts in general has come a long way, and they have all sorts of donut shops and cake shops.
Yeah, donuts have gotten way too fancy.
Donuts have gotten super fancy, and
Yep.
I quite like it actually. You give me some pretty cake or some macarons, I'm just a sucker for macarons.
Oh yeah.
And any little delicious pastry or little bits of sweet. I love a good sweet shop. You can have fun with it. I love doing my bathtub shoots, which we did the cereal, and anything to have fun. I did a shoot just last week in popcorn. I haven't put the photographs up yet, but I was embedded in this massive spread, bigger than my body. I was engulfed in popcorn. It was quite nice, actually. And he's taking photos. And as he's setting up, I'm just lying here on this bed of popcorn. I'm kind of sinking in it. And he's turning his head to get his bits together. And I'm just popping bits of popcorn in my mouth. So anytime you can eat the props is such a good time. That's super fun.
That'd be kind of a cool promo image for
Lilith.
movie stuff. Yeah,
absolutely,
because popcorn in movies is
and I've had some of the photographers say, if you want to come do this in character as Lilith, you're welcome. So that's always a plus.
To worry about the wig and all the popcorn.
That wig is frightening. We need to get new wigs because she's seeing more than her days. Once we get a new wig, I'm going to lay her to rest. And I'm sure that people are going to want me to auction it off. Yeah, it's amazing what people want.
That would be a good cool thing to auction it off to put it back into the show, or
They would definitely ask for Lilith's knickers if I told them.
We do have plans for merch a little down the line.
Yeah, we have very soon. Within the next several months, we're going to have Mondo, Creepy, and Lilith on Bloodworth merchandise. So that will be super fun. Nice. We've been getting requests for merchandise since the first show.
Yeah.
Like people writing in, do you have any props, anything? Can we have her dresses, her wigs, mugs? What have you got? I'm like, no.
It would be pretty cool to see you team up with a company and make your own actual, Bloodworth wig. Like an official one, official license.
That would be brilliant.
Yeah.
People have asked me we've only had 3 episodes out so far. And they're constantly asking us for props,
autographs,
t-shirts. Props, t-shirts, mugs, but things on the show.
Yeah,
right.
Like they want to know. They wanted to have the hands.
Yeah,
I've had people ask for the wig.
One guy claimed it was for his daughter.
One guy claimed he wanted props for his daughter. Yeah. So it's coming. We're baby steps, but we're such a new show.
Right.
But there's such a demand for the little bit that we have, and I'm ever so grateful. We both are.
And
it really is. It really is, because there's so much opportunity and potential for our future. So we're super excited for it.
Especially when there's so many other horror host shows out there, and some of them are really good.
Some of them are really good.
And so for people to invest the time to sit with you for over 2 hours and watch your show, when they could be doing whatever they want on a Friday or Saturday night, and they decide to stick with you, that's a responsibility, and that's an honor.
Just the time is a gift. It really is. So the response, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So there's lots to look forward to in the future.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a long time coming, and
it's been a while.
Really, really kind and cool, and hopefully we'll do this again sometime.
Absolutely, definitely. Yep.
I hear a toddler.
He's a fan. He's a fan. He's like, Steven Crypto. Woo. Yeah. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Thanks, Lilith. Thanks, Matt.
I want to thank you so much
to
both of you.
It was great talking to you guys.
This has been an honor.
Definitely come back soon. Yeah. Let's keep it going. Keep it going. We look forward to the next episode.
Well, definitely.
Thank you so much to both of you.
You too. Thank you.
Enjoy. Right. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Hey, this is Dr. Gangrene. You're watching the Steve. No, you're not. You're listening to the Steve and Crypto Show right here on whatever network you're on. I don't know what you're on. Don't ask me. I can't see what you're doing, but keep listening and tune in next week for more cool content on the Steve and Crypto Show.
And we're back. I want to thank you guys for listening to our little conversation and interview with Lilith and Matt. And thanks to them again for being on the show. We really wish them the best in their future endeavors. And, both of us are kind of somewhat new to the podcasting game. And, we really enjoy what they've been doing so far. So, if you guys want to check them out, be sure to follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
And go subscribe to their YouTube channel and that's where they show Mondo Creepy, and keep your ears open for them to start appearing on some other platforms to watch Mondo Creepy.
That's right. And if you're still in the podcasting mood, you can check out the podcastawards.com and head over there and give us a vote. We are in 2 categories. We would really appreciate your vote and your love. So we love you guys, and we really are just trying to make our way up and just be one of many podcast shows out there for you to listen to.
We just want to be loved.
Yeah.
But yeah, podcastawards.com. Go to the entertainments and
you have until July 31st.
Entertainment and People's Choice categories.
That's right. You got till July 31st to vote. And also what ends on July 31st would be a little contest. We mentioned it at the beginning, but if you, for some reason, didn't catch it, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Steve Crypto. And we have a little raffle contest thing going on over there. All contributors are going to be entered, and the winner gets a prize pack custom made by Steve and myself. And you also get to come be on the show and talk with us.
Yeah, we want to talk to you. Do it. Come visit. Come be our friend. Come help us make the show better and help us upgrade things and fix things and all that important stuff so we could sound good. And luckily we're just audio at the moment, but once we feel that we sound good enough, maybe we'll start doing some live streams and stuff and see if we could look good for you too. That one's gonna take a little work, but we'll sound good eventually. Yeah.
But we want to thank everybody that's been listening so far. Anyone who's contributed at this point, just thank you guys for sticking with us. Yes. 36 episodes in.
So yeah, buymeacoffee.com/Steve Crypto by July 31st to get into the contest, into the drawing. And I mean, of course, you can always contribute anytime, before, after, during, next month after, next year, and help us keep the show going. And go visit our friends at Fright Rags, fright-rags.com. Get you a Jaws shirt to celebrate Shark Week just ending. And I think that's about going to wrap up episode 36.
Yeah.
Episode 30. Say, I don't know why every week I never remember that. I need to make like a sign to put in front of me. Just slap on my screen every week. Episode 36, motherfucker, to put it right next to my press record, motherfucker sticker. But hey, we have been the Steven Crypto Show. We thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next time.
Thank you. Catch you next week. Peace.